All right, everybody. So this is Triforce Link 205, and this is a re-recording of Chapter 1 of Homecoming by Rose Quill, formerly known as Alley Kitty, and I hope you like it. Everything faded out around me. Only the shock and the weight of the book registering. I read the words again, tears blurring the words. My dearest sunset shimmer, it is with great sorrow that I must inform you of the unexpected passing of your mother, Sunburst Stream, last night. A memorial service has been planned to take place at the Royal Palace in Canterlot in 3 days' time. My deepest sympathies, Princess Celestia. A few tears fell from my face and dripped onto the pages of the message book. I slammed it shut and clutched it to my chest, sliding down the door of my locker until I was sitting on the floor, head resting on my knees, and my hair formed a curtain, hiding my grief from view. The school was pretty much empty, and no one would see me, which was just fine. I needed a few minutes to at least get a handle on my grief. "Are you okay, Sunset?" came a soft voice. I glanced up and through the veil of my hair to see Fluttershy kneeling in front of me, her face a mixture of her usual timidity and concern. I lifted my head and looked at her, hearing her gasp as she saw the tracks of tears. I'm sure I looked like a wreck. Puffy eyes and a runny nose always popped up when I cried. I choked for a moment as tears started again. Fluttershy leaned forward and hugged me, showing her innate kindness and compassion. I grasped her tightly, letting the sobs slip out as she rubbed my back, trying to soothe me. After a moment, I had composed myself enough to choke out the words, My mother just died," I whispered. "Oh, I'm so sorry, Sunset." The young woman rocked me back and forth. "Is there anything I can do?" I shook my head, wiping the tears from my cheeks with the heel of my hand. "I've got to get a message to Twilight and ask her if it's okay if I crash at her castle for the funeral. We haven't really talked much since the friendship games. In fact, I don't think I've heard anything from her since we got back from summer break." I reached up and brushed my hand across my collarbone, forgetting that I had left my pendant at home to avoid inadvertent empathic or telepathic visions. "She's probably busy, but this is important to you, Sunset." The bearer of the element of kindness held out her hand and helped me to my feet. "Write her and ask, do you want me to tell the rest of the girls?" I shook my head. "I'll tell them later tonight. Right now, I just need to process everything." I picked up the book and tucked it into my backpack. I hugged her again, the silent comfort giving me the strength to make it back to my apartment. I sat down at the table and opened the book, pen in my hand. I felt some more tears try to fight their way out, but I held them at bay. Dear Princess Twilight, I was informed earlier today that my mother had just passed away. The memorial service is in 3 days, and I have a simple request to make of you. Would it be okay to stay at your castle until the affairs have been settled? I'd stay in Canterlot, but I still haven't had a chance to make it right with Celestia quite yet. I'm still not sure how, even. In either case, please let me know as soon as you can. Sunset Shimmer. I closed the book and put it away, and without meaning to, I found myself wandering to a dresser drawer that I hardly ever opened. Inside were pictures from Equestria, from when I was just a filly. A few of them showed me with Celestia, some with classmates or with friends that I had forgotten, and a few with my older sisters. And there was one with my mother. I really didn't take after her very much. Her coat was an earthy brown, with a rusty red mane and tail. She was also very slender, whereas I had tended to a more athletic and stocky build as a pony. Our eyes and confidence were pretty much the limits of our similarities. I couldn't keep the tears back anymore and collapsed onto the couch sobbing. "Oh, Mom," I whispered, voice breaking. I'm so sorry, I didn't make it back even once." The buzzing sound in the background never registered to me until much later that night. Blinking away my tears and pushing back the veil of memories, I pulled my phone out to find I had several missed calls or texts from each of my friends, offering their sympathies and an apology from Fluttershy for having let it slip. I sent a short reply to each, not trusting my voice to make any calls. Then I shut my phone off, the photo of my mother and I clutched in my hand until I fell asleep. I woke sometime in the night to a thumping sound and looked over to the table I had left the book that linked me to Twilight. It was glowing, indicating a new message. Rubbing sleep from my eyes and brushing my hair out of the way, I opened it to the last page and read the words written there in a hurried cursive of a certain princess. Sunset Shimmer, of course you can stay here while you take care of your mother's affairs. I'm so sorry that your return is due to such a sad event, and each of us here are sad to hear of your loss. If there is anything we can do, just let us know. I have a couple of rooms that I can let you use. I'll have it set up tomorrow night so you can cross over when you're ready. And don't worry about smoothing things over with Princess Celestia. She's been waiting for you to open up to her. She says that you are welcome at the palace anytime. Your friend with sympathies, Princess Twilight Sparkle. I blinked back a fresh wave of tears before picking up my pen and scratching out some unsteady words. Thank you. And that is Homecoming, Chapter 1. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you look forward to Chapter 2. Thanks.